Hello everyone and welcome to the Wednesday class. Great to have you on the class again, and please say hi in the chat. We are still in the month of the Heart Meridian, and in fact this is the last Wednesday that I'll be doing the Heart Meridian with you, because next week I'm on holiday and Basti will be taking over. So please say hi in the chat. We'll see who's on. Hello Anne and Chris from just outside I. Mary from sunny Essex, Simonetta from Rome, hi Simonetta, Kim from France, Rosso from Lille, France. Oh, we've got a very French Wednesday class today. Okay, Lynn from West London, there we go. S. Jane from Sussex, Chris and Jocelyn from South Norfolk, and Dinah is saying bienvenue. She's gone all French on us. Look, there we go. Okay, so I better stop looking at the chat and carry on with the webinar. Yep, it's great to have you on the Wednesday. As I said, as you've just tuned in, next week Basti's going to be covering for me, so he's going to be doing some fire element kind of things. So this just gives us this Wednesday. And what I'd like to do is I'd like to go a little bit deeper into working the heart meridian, the connection with the emotional center and the Shen. And I'm just going to put some slides up just quickly, just to remind you of what we've been covering. So we've been looking at this going around the meridian cycle. We started with the lung meridian in January. We did large intestine in February, stomach March, April was spleen, and May you can see is heart, and the next month we'll be getting onto the small intestine. Okay, we're looking at the fire element. That's to do with the emotional center. The emotion is joy. And it's all to do with awareness, ability for compassion, and also the clarity of the mind. And we did quite a lot of work on that last week. And I'd like this week to go even further, deeper into really experiencing that, and hopefully clarifying our awareness and getting us nice and calm in our emotional center, so we can kind of enjoy life. That's the aim of the game. Okay, and we've done quite a few points of the week, and we're going to finish off with the final point on the heart meridian today. Great. Okay, so here we go. It's a very warm day. I'm sure Dinah's posted that already, but it is really warm here, so I might have to take a layer off of the way things are going, but we'll just see how we get going. How we go. Okay, so let's do our scanning as we always do, and I've got some very particular questions to ask you about what you feel, especially in the upper heater. But let's just have a whole scan. Thanks, Annette, for coming in a little bit late, but that's okay. Here we're going to do the whole body scan. We're going to do the meridian, the 3 heater scan, okay, and then we'll focus in a little bit on the upper heater. Okay, so if you'd like to just first of all stand up, and we're going to just do a whole body scan. So you can do the sitting down as well if you want to. It's up to you, but it's a really good idea once a week just to scan through our whole energy and just see where we are with our energy. And then we'll do the 3 burner scan, and we'll see how we go on. Okay, so first of all, just standing. We're not really doing anything at the moment. We're just kind of being, just tuning in. Just take a moment to arrive in the space. We've got a whole hour together. You can just leave anything behind that has been bothering you, and don't worry about anything that happens afterwards. But just come into this space that we're sharing, and bring your awareness into your own actual body and your energy in your whole body. And we're going to scan down from the top of the head. We're going to scan down through the body. Okay, and we're going to go down through the head, neck, and throat. Down through the shoulders, arms down into the hands. Down through the chest area, through the diaphragm, and into the abdominal area. We're scanning down through the hips, down through the legs, the knees, ankles, and feet. Okay, now we're going to just step back for a second, and we're going to just reflect on our internal processes and anything we do, and just try and turn that into an image. Okay, I'm going to get you to just turn away from the screen for a moment and just really focus in on your own body energy, bearing in mind that we're focusing in on the fire element. So we're just scanning through and drawing a whole body scan. Okay, so have you got your whole body scan drawing? I know I've got mine right here. And then we're going to go on to the 3 burner scan. So you need to draw 3 burner spaces, and we're going to scan through them. We're going to focus in a little bit more. We're going to look at the polyvagal chart today, because I'd like to get a really good idea of what's happening, particularly in the upper heater. So let's scan through the heaters. We're going to go for the lower heater here. First of all, just relaxing, tuning into the lower heater. Asking ourselves, what is that like? And then we're going to go up into the middle heater. Again, asking ourselves, what is that like? If you're not sure, you can compare the lower and the middle heater and see if there's any difference. Okay, and then we've got the upper heater. Tuning into the upper heater. Okay, excellent. Now, just comparing those 3 areas, turning them into an image, and it's time to draw our 3 heater scan here. Okay, while we're drawing the 3 heater scan, I'm just going to get the polyvagal chart up so we can have another look at that. I think it's back here. Yeah. Okay, so we're going to draw that. And then we're going to do like a meditation. First of all, after we've found out how you are, drawing the 3 heater scan. Okay, right, good. Sounds like there's lots happening in the chat. I'm going to try and keep focused and let Dinah do that. Otherwise, I'll never keep focused on the webinar. Okay, so what I'm going to do first of all, I'll just take this off for a second, and I'm going to just run that poll. Which of the 3 burners would you like to work on today? Which burner do you want to work on most today? Let's just find out where we're at with the burners, if you just like to vote. If I remember rightly, last week we had quite a big majority for the upper burner. The weeks before, it's been pretty much consistent, lower and upper, with the middle taking 3rd place. So let's just see what happens if we get majority of you voting. We've got 76% voting. It looks like they're all fairly even this week, which is really interesting in itself. We've got a slight advantage for the lower and middle. So it's reverting back to what we've been the pattern we've noticed for the last few weeks. Okay, so now what we'd like to do is I'd like to take us a little bit further into the Shen, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to get you to tune into the upper heater and reference it against this polyvagal chart. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get you to tune in, and I'm going to do it with you actually, tune in to your upper heater, which is the heater that's responsible for our conscious awareness, and it's related to the fire element. And we're going to just see which of these 3 zones or mixtures of the zones we're actually in. And the reason I'd like to know that, everyone, is because I'd like to focus the exercises and change the exercises subtly depending on which zone you are in your upper heater, whether you're in a socially engaged state. So in other words, everything is kind of flowing, you feel connected to people, you feel happy in the present, grounded, and so on, mindful, or whether you're going into that red zone, whether you're getting maybe some frustration, irritation, or anxiety, you're feeling that in the upper heater. And more seriously, we want to find out if any of you are feeling any of those blue zone characteristics in the upper heater. And that's when you start feeling a sense of kind of numbness or dissociation, a feeling of kind of being shut down in the upper heater. And if that's happening, then we need to do the exercise in a slightly different way. Okay, So if you just like to, first of all, just close your eyes. I'm going to just do it with you. I'm going to close my eyes. I'm going to focus in on my upper heater, so it's the lungs and the heart area, okay? And I'm just going to ask myself, what is my energy like in the upper heater? Is it like the green zone? Is it like flowing? Is it tipping into the red zone? Maybe if it's anxiety or frustration, or does it feel, any part of the upper heater feel like it's kind of closing down or freezing? Okay, so I'd just like you to tune into that and really get a feeling for that, and maybe draw that on your chart here. Maybe just draw red, blue, or green. And I've got a poll, a special poll for today that I've set up, which is tuning into your upper heater. Which zone is it in? And I'd be very interested to know this. So it's either going to be in the green zone, totally in the green zone, maybe in the red zone, going into the red zone a bit, or more, you might be in the red zone, or you might be going from the red into the blue zone. And if that's happening, we've really got to help you really regulate your nervous system down. And certainly we've already got one answer, two answers already that say you're in the blue zone. And that's not very nice at all for us as mammals, because it basically means that we're going into like a real deep defense in the nervous system. Again, there's no shame in that, because it's just part of our nervous system, how we're responding. So look, we've only got 20% of the group so far that have voted who are totally in the green zone, which is probably why you're here on the Wednesday class, because we all need some help regulating our nervous system. Okay, now look, we've got 48% of you are either going into the red zone or in the red zone, and that's like nearly half. In fact, now it's gone up to 50%. We've got half of you in that red zone, and we've got a whacking 32% either touching into the blue zone or in the blue zone itself. Okay, so that's really not really a good place to be. So we need to get on and really help you. So what we're going to do is I'm going to regulate. I'm going to give you some options as we go through, because you need to do the exercises a little bit differently if you're in the red or the blue zone. And I'll guide you through it, and we'll just try and regulate everything down. We're going to try and bring it down. For those of you who are in the blue zone, what we want to do is we want to basically get the Qi moving out of that freeze state. Take it nice and easy, but just get some movement in there. And those of you that are in the red zone, we just want to kind of calm everything down and bring you back so that you're in that more constructive green zone. Okay, so let's start. Okay, and if you've got any help, if you have any questions, I'm sure Dinah will be only too happy to help you out as we go along. So let's start off by just standing. The main thing to remember is that although we feel the emotional center in the although we feel the emotional center in the upper heater, in order to regulate the nervous system, and particularly if we want to start shifting out of the blue zone, it's really important that we look after the other heaters that relate to the fire element and to the upper heater. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to very slowly build up from the foundations, from the earth, until we feel really secure and grounded. And then only then, towards the end of the session, probably in about half an hour, is we'll start directly working on the upper heater. And the reason for that is because obviously it's an emotional center. We want to make sure everything's really grounded. Okay, so let's just first of all just start by standing. And we're going to do some gentle shaking here. Now, I would like you to change this depending on whether you think you're more in the red or the blue zone. If you're in the blue zone, we're going to start shaking up from the feet. And the idea is to start unfreezing and moving any feelings of stagnation and blockage in the upper heater. Okay, so we're going to start from the floor up. I'm just going to gently start moving. Allow yourself to feel movement in the whole body, but we're starting from the feet up. Okay, so we're shaking up the body, keeping that feeling of groundedness connected to the earth. Okay, now if you're in the red zone, you need to do just a little bit of a different approach, because what you want to do is kind of calm things down. So what you're doing is you're shaking out any tension, any active tension in the upper body. And I would recommend, if you're in the red zone, that you imagine energy moving away from the chest and basically moving out down through the hands and the feet. Okay, have you got it? So the outward movement is similar, but the intention is very different. If you're going into the blue zone, you want to unfreeze the upper part of the body. And if you're in the red zone, you want to release it down through the hands and the feet. Okay, now bring your awareness right into your body. Okay, nice and kind to ourselves. We're just going to give ourselves a whole hour of attention together as a group. Got the support on the chat. So if anything happens, you need any support, just give Dinah a chat message and she'll help you out. Okay, we're going to keep that shaking going. Okay, very good. And we're just going to let that come to a slowly, just naturally come to stillness. Okay, keeping the stillness there, let's just observe the breath and just notice where our breathing is going. And notice the balance between the in-breath and the out-breath. Okay, so now here's a red and a blue zone thing for you. If you're edging towards the red zone, I'd like you to really emphasize that out-breath. So we're going to go breathing in. Long out-breath making a sound. If you're in the blue zone or touching into the blue zone, you want to do the opposite. You want to bring that breath in here. Okay, and then release. Bring the breath in, allow the breath to go into any freeze states you've got in the upper heater. And as you breathe out, just relax and move. Okay, have you got it? So there's two different breathing instructions there. If you're in the red zone or moving into the red zone, emphasize the exhalation. Feel the Qi calmly moving down the arms and legs, a bit like when we were shaking. Okay? If you're in the blue zone, you've got to, what we're doing is we're trying to move that freeze state. We use the in-breath to activate the body and take it out of the freeze state. So we're going to be doing something like this. And then relax. This is the blue zone. And again, take it really easy, because what you'll find is as that inhalation becomes emphasized, the nervous system starts to activate and it will start to gently move you out of the blue zone, and you'll go through the red zone into the green zone. So as you deactivate the nervous system, you can actually get a feeling of feeling a little bit more irritated or a little bit more anxious, because that numbness that you're feeling in the blue zone is starting to melt, okay? So again, if you need some support, if it's too much for you, take it really easily, and just allow yourself gently to enjoy the feeling of that freezing just starting to thaw out. Okay, so let's just do that again. We're just going to do the breathing again. So we're going to be breathing in, focusing the breathing in to release the blue zone, and breathing out to deactivate the red zone. Now, in order to give strength to that, what we could really do is getting in touch with the earth, because the earth gives us our solidity, it gives us our grounding, and it allows us to be free to start moving about, and also especially to start expressing our emotions. So what we're going to do is we're going to go straight in for kidney one. I'm going to get my chair right now, and we go straight in for kidney one, and we'll just give kidney one a really good bit of focus today. And there's two reasons why kidney one is a really good idea for both the blue zone and the red zone. Okay, now red zone people, you need kidney one because this point is the most yin point of the body. So what it tends to do is it tends to calm down the nervous system. That's one of its actions. Okay, Now, if you're in the blue zone, what we're going to do is we're going to use kidney 1 to basically increase our grounding, which means we're going to have the stability to let go of that freeze state in the upper body. Okay, so different reasons for doing it. You don't need to worry about that because the body energy system will naturally homeostatically use the point to do exactly what it needs. But this is an essential point. We've really got to get this one activated as much as possible. Okay, so I'm just tapping away. Okay, now what we can also do is we can also hold kidney 3, which is just behind the ankle there. And particularly if you're in that blue zone, I would definitely say this is indicated, because what we want to do is we want to increase the kidney Qi, including the kidney yang. We want to get the body warmed up. We want to get some of that warmth, some of that freeze melted by the energy of the body. So what I'm doing is I'm holding this point here as I'm tapping, just to open up the kidney channel a bit. Okay, excellent. Just going to give that a good. Just a little bit more. And the other one, the other foot. So we can tap it again. Holding kidney 3 with the thumb. Giving a really good tap. Okay, and then once we've got kidney 1 open, we'll just do some work opening the kidney channel in the legs, activate the lower burner, and then we'll go back and see how we can do with the breathing into the upper burner, and we'll see the difference. Okay, because the real difference is that we'll have the grounding and we'll have the stability from the lower burner. Okay, excellent. Put my socks back on, even though I hardly need them. It's so warm today. Okay, great. So let's go back to standing, and let's see what it feels like to go back to standing with kidney 1 activated. Okay, do you get it? So different, isn't it? We've got that feeling of connecting down into the earth. So let's do some internal breathing using the lower dantian. We'll get that really activated. There's 2 reasons for that. We need the yin to help the red zone people, those of us in the red zone, and we need the kidney yang if we're in the blue zone. Okay, so let's just connect up that feeling, that lovely feeling of kidney 1 with the lower hara. Okay, with the dantian. Okay, I'm just rub my hands together, get a little bit activated here, and place my hands just below the navel. I'm going to relax the hips, drop my hips down, relax my knees. Okay, and then we can just float the head up. And we're going to breathe in. We're going to bring the breath down into the dantian as much as we can, breathing in. Keeping the breath nice and even. Okay, bring the chi into the lower hara. So we're imagining the breath, warmth from the breath coming underneath our hands. Okay, and then as we breathe out, we're going to keep that energy in the lower abdomen, in the lower burner, breathing out. Relaxing the shoulders. 2 more breaths, and we'll collect the chi here, breathing in. Okay, so the chi comes into this area here, filling up into the lower back. Keep that kidney 1 open. Okay, excellent. Okay, so now let's go 1 step further, and let's breathe up the yin energy from the earth, and we'll bring it into the dantian. The breath comes in, the yin comes up from the earth, and it comes into this area. Okay, we use our imagination. You can imagine it as if it's like roots, as if water and nutrients are coming up from the earth, all the way up through kidney 1 through bubbling spring. Okay, so bubbling spring coming up. So here we go. Opening up kidney 1, head floating up. Keep that egg under the armpit there, the heart 1 point. Very good, very good. Okay, here we go. Thinking down as far as we can into the earth, getting in touch with that feeling. Breathing in and imagining the yin coming up, the nutrients coming up from the earth into the dantian, underneath the hands. As we breathe in, hold it. Okay. And then as we breathe out, we send our energy down our legs, activating kidney 1, and then pushing our roots down as far as we can into the earth. Very good. Okay, so now again, bringing that yin up. Breathing out, sending our roots down. Bringing the yin up, sending the roots down. Okay, now you get that really calm feeling there. That's the power of bubbling spring. It brings in the yin up into the dantian. And you notice that gives us a very calm feeling in the mind. The whole body starts relaxing. The upper body starts spontaneously relaxing. And that's the power of using kidney 1 at distal points rather than trying to work on the upper body straight away. We've got to keep it nice and cool and calm and collected and slowly build ourselves up until we can start activating this area. Okay, so now we're going to work a little bit more on the kidney yang now. And this is for those of you who've got blue zone upper heaters. We need to get this warm so that it kind of brings the warmth up and we'll start melting this freeze response we've got in the upper heater. Okay, and generally those of you, even if you're in the red zone, just keep emphasizing the exhalation and that will keep regulating the nervous system down towards the green zone. Okay, so let's do it. Nice and simple. We're going to place our hands over the lower part of the dantian. And we're going to use a slight circling motion to activate the point. This is basically tonifying the yang or the qi in the lower hara, keeping that kidney 1 really open, relaxing the hips. Keep the shoulders relaxed and open up heart 1, open up by keeping that egg nicely under our armpits. Okay, floating our head up. Okay, we're going to keep rotating. And as we rotate, we're going to start breathing into the lower dantian. Breathing in. Imagine warmth coming into the lower burner. Very good. Okay, just a little bit more. Keep the hips relaxed, just keep the head floating up. And get that warmth right the way through into the back. Nice even breaths. And we're keeping that kidney 1 open, keeping that connection with the earth. Very good. I'm going to wait for a second. Tune into the lower abdomen. Tune into that amazing feeling of the combination of the warmth and also the yin coming up from the ground. We're just going to relax the hands to the sides and connect the lower burner. Connecting it with our mind. Keeping the kidney 1 open. Okay, excellent. That's the first stage, is to do that. We need the yin and the yang strong in the lower burner. So now we move up to the middle burner, and this is where a lot of us, I know, get a lot of blockages and stagnation, and this can also affect the communication between the lower burner and the upper burner. So what we need to do now is just release any tension that we've got in the middle burner. And what I like to do myself is I like to just test the area and just gently pressing in. Now, what we should really feel here is a nice open, relaxed feeling here, no tension and no discomfort as we just gently press in around the upper part of the ribs. This is the diaphragm and into the, around the digestive system. We've got the liver and the stomach all around this area here, okay? So we can release this area. We've got some great going techniques that we can use. And we've got also the famous twisting exercise. So let's just start off with doing that first of all. So we're floating the head up. Okay, and we're turning the body like this. Keeping the head floating up, keeping the sacrum hanging down. That's it. As we're doing this, we're focusing our awareness on the middle burner, just allowing it to release as we turn. Also, we're not forgetting to keep that kidney one nicely connected to the earth. And it's that yin feeling that helps spread up into the middle burner and release any frustration or anxiety. That's literally where it tends to sit here, anxiety and frustration here in the middle burner. Okay, so I'm just doing this. Brilliant. Okay, we come back to the front here, and now it's time for some doing. Now, doing is great because it does two things. It can either unfreeze areas by moving the qi, but it can also help relax by just basically releasing any tension that's caused by the red zone. So it's kind of a dual purpose thing, and you can just adjust it depending on whether you feel you're unfreezing or whether you are relaxing the middle burner. So let's just start off here in this area here. We're just going to feel around here, and we've got the liver and the stomach here. If we go around to the floating rib here, can you just go underneath your ribs here until we get to the floating rib? And we're just going to tap here. This is like liver 13, really important point. Very good for regulation of digestion. It's just around the floating rib. I'll show you where it is. It's just around here. So if you feel around, you can feel where it is. We just tap it like that, and then tap around the costal region, nice and gently. And then we go round, down into the hips, down the side of the body. This is the Gall Bladder channel, and up the inside of the legs, this is the liver channel. And we go back up into this area here, okay? I'm just going to go around 3 times, tapping around here. This is liver 13 and 14. 14 is just here, underneath the nipple here. So we're tapping like this. We're going down into the hips, down, up, back up into liver 13, then 14, and down again. Okay, cool. Very good. Now we're going to switch to the stomach channel. This runs along outside of the abdominal muscle, so it runs kind of like this. Down here, then we're going to go down the outside of the legs, down the stomach channel. All the time we're focusing on the middle burner, relaxing the middle burner. You get a bit of a shake. Go down the stomach channel, down the front outside of the legs, and up the inside here of the spleen channel. So stomach and spleen. And spleen. Okay, excellent. Now we're just going to brushing off down the legs. Okay, then we can check around here, and you'll probably find, like me, this has really helped release this middle burner here. It feels nicely soft, much softer and much more comfortable here. I'm not getting any discomfort here now. And that's the great thing about the twisting exercise And the Doin, particularly the Doin, is very useful for shifting any obstruction that we have in the upper, in the middle burner. Okay. Very good. So let's just stand and just enjoy that feeling. I'm just going to shake out a little bit more, keeping kidney 1 open, keeping it really relaxed. Okay, we have the breathing going into the lower dantian, nice and easily now because this area has been released. We've got that lovely feeling of being grounded. So that's the lower and the middle burner. So now it's time to go and start working on our upper burner. Okay, so again, the breath is very important, particularly in the upper burner for regulating the nervous system. We're going to do some breathing and stretching here, and I'd like you to adapt it depending on whether you're more in the red zone or more in the blue zone. So let's do something very simple. We're going to do this stretch here, which is a pericardium stretch, which links directly into the upper heater, directly into the channels that run directly through here into the upper heater. And what we're going to do is emphasize different parts of the breath. So if you're in the blue zone, what I'd like you to do is emphasize the in-breath. And if you're in the red zone, emphasize the out-breath. Let's do it, okay? So we're going to bring the breath here, okay? Blue zone people, breathing in. Okay, so we're breathing in, okay? And then red zone people, really emphasize the exhalation. Okay, so if I do it, I'll demonstrate the whole thing. So if it's blue zone people, I'd like you to do this. Unfreeze and relax. Okay, unfreeze and relax. Let go. Okay, and red zone people, it's breathe in, tune into the upper heater and breathe out and let go. And calm. Okay, red zone, it's breathing in. Emphasize the exhalation. Have you got it? So blue zone, we're emphasizing inhalation and releasing on the exhalation. Okay, so you can just adapt it depending on where you are. And if you're a lucky person, minority by the way, that's in the green zone, just even breath between the inhalation and exhalation. Okay, so here we go, breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. Just emphasizing the in-breath or the out-breath, emphasizing the in-breath if you're in the blue zone, and emphasizing the out-breath if you're in the red zone. Let's just keep doing that for a little bit. And as we're doing it, let's see if we can get this whole upper heater to either unfreeze or to calm down depending on what we're doing. Okay. Okay, excellent. Now, you should feel quite a lot more movement here and in the upper heater. So now what we're going to do is we're going to do an exercise shaking out tension or releasing any freeze. We're going to lean forwards like this, nice and easy, okay? Just shaking the upper heater a little bit. Just moving that around. Okay? And we're going to start throwing the chi out through the hands. Now, if we're in the freeze state, what we've done is we've melted out that freeze and we're going to start moving it and start shifting it down the hands. And if it's the red zone you're in, then we're going to release the tension. The same kind of thing, just internally, different effect. But the main thing is breathing into here and throwing out any tension through the hands. Okay, ready? And again, take it nice and easy. Relaxing the jaw. Keeping that whole thoracic area free. Again, taking it easy. If it's too much, you can just sit out. Okay, now keep that going, and we're going to open up kidney 1, and we're going to soften the knees and the hips, and we're going to connect with that yin of the earth. You notice that makes it much easier to release. The more we connect with the earth, the easier it is to start melting and releasing this upper beat here. Let's keep going. Okay, excellent. We're coming up to the standing position, shaking out. And now let's check in again. Standing. And what you'll feel is a nice connection here between the upper heater and the kidney one. Okay. Excellent. So let's do what we did last week now. We're going to actually physically connect up the lower heater and the upper heater. Now that we've moved some of this chi here and we've energized the lower heater, we're going to place one hand on the lower hara, right over the dantian, which is just below the navel. We'll place the other hand on what's called CV17. It's an acupuncture point right in the center of the chest here. Okay. Now, once we've got the hands connecting, we're going to open up kidney one. We're going to soften the ankles and the knees, soften the hips, float the head up, open up the heart one by bringing that egg under the armpit, and then tuning into the feeling between the two hands. Okay, excellent. So let's emphasize that connection by using the breath. We're going to breathe in through here and down into the lower dantian, and then breathe out and connect the two hands. Okay, so here we go, nice and easy. Again, breathing in, chest, and then hara. Hold the breath, feel the connection, keep that kidney one open, float the head up, feel the connection, and breathing out. As we breathe out, we just gently bring the mind to connect the two hands. Here we go, breathing in. Here and then here, hold it. Breathing out. One more time, breathing in. And breathing out. Okay, lovely. Just hold that for a second. Okay, so what we're feeling here is those blue zone people amongst us in the upper heater. Feel that heat from this hand just melting this area, bringing life into that area, supported by this lower dantian. And those of us in the red zone, as we're breathing out, will feel this whole area becoming calmer, and that's the nervous system being regulated by the breath. Just staying with it. Nice and easy. Keep that heart one open, the egg under the armpit. Okay, beautiful, excellent. Okay, so we've just got 15 minutes left now just to wrap everything up. Just going to consolidate it by working the yang channels, and we're going to start, and we'll do a little bit of work on the spine today just to keep the back of the body connected up, because just like we've got these areas here, we've also got back areas that need connecting up. Okay, so let's just give ourselves a little bit of a self shiatsu for the head, and we're just going to use tapping. We're going to tap around the forehead, over the top of the head. And once we've opened up the yang channels, we'll go back into the heart channel and finish off by revising all of the heart meridian points. But let's just get these yang channels worked a bit more. So we're going to just squeeze down the back of the neck. This is the bladder channel. And then opening the hand up a little bit more, we can open up and we can work the gall bladder channel. Just more on the side of the neck. and then squeezing like this around the throat. This is the stomach channel. Very good. Okay, wiping the eyes. Pressing around the cheekbones into the jaw. Opening and relaxing the jaw. And then putting around the ears. Okay, excellent. Okay, so now let's see if we can get the spine moving a bit. We're just going to do some stretches for the spine. Just literally just very simply just bending forwards, letting the head relax, open up. We're opening up the bladder channel here, and we can bring the hands up behind. If you want to do this, you just tap down the bladder channel as high up as we can go. And then we're tapping here. That's why I'm just trying to get down the bladder channel. Okay. Stretching out, shaking out down the hands and the legs. Okay, excellent. So now let's just, as we finish up, let's just do some deep work on the heart channel. Now that we've opened up the whole 3 heaters, we can now go in, and I'm just going to show you the pictures of the heart rhythm. We'll get finally to the point of the week, which is the final point on the heart channel. So heart 1 is under the armpit. We've done that many times now. Unbinds the chest, benefits the arm, issues for throat and shoulder and anxiety. We've also worked down through heart 3 on the elbow, down to heart 7 on the wrist. That is a very important point for calming the spirit. We did that last week. And then finally, we've got heart 9 just on the nail there, just right on the edge of the nail, which is useful for, again, calming the spirit and regulating the heart key. So if we do all those points, we should have no problem feeling as calm as possible, okay? Don't forget that a lot of these also unbind the chest, which is very useful when you're in the blue zone and you get that feeling of freeze in the upper body. Basically, the points nearer the trunk, like heart 1 and heart 3, tend to have more of an unbinding function. So if you're in the blue zone, you may want to just work on those more than any of the other ones. And as we get out towards the end of the channel, this is more for calming the mind. Okay, so it's a good progression there. Unfreeze, calm the mind. Okay, so let's work on it together. And now that we've got the energy system nicely opened up, we've got the lower burner energized, the middle burner relaxed, and we've got this unfreezing and calming already in the upper burner. So let's go for heart 1 first of all. I'm going to bring my arm up like this, and I'm placing my thumb right into heart 1. It's right in here. Right up into the armpit. Okay, and we aim up towards the top of the shoulder here. Okay, so let's do some key projection now through this thumb. Through this thumb that's underneath there. We're going to open up the armpits, open up that egg underneath the armpit, and then we're going to gently press in with this thumb, keeping this arm in this kind of position, which will keep the channel open. Let's do it with 3 breaths. We're going to breathe in, breathe out, and gently press in. Send the chi down your arm and send it flooding into the upper body. And if you're in a freeze state, you want to get that chi in through the thumb and start thawing out any areas that feel fixed in the upper body, okay? Very, very strong point for doing that. Take it nice and easy. Second breath. Okay, directing the chi up. See how I'm relaxing, I'm holding kidney 1 open, keeping nice and grounded. This hand is like this. Like this. Okay, 1 more, breathing in. Okay, wow, there's some serious unbinding of the chest going on there. I can feel it all underneath here, incredible. Okay, so let's do the other side. Again, we're going to keep this, both armpits open, and we're going to get the chi down that arm, opening up kidney 1, breathing in, breathing out, directing the chi into heart 1 and unbinding the chest. 3 breaths, second one. Send the chi down this arm and into that point. And keep going. Brilliant. Oh, my goodness, that is such strong work. I'm just going to relax for a second and just let that heart 1 hum away a bit. Breathing into the upper body again. Okay, you notice how easy it is to bring that breath in because of that unbinding function there. Okay, fantastic. Okay, so now we're going to just gently work down the heart channel on both arms, and we're going to just use it to calm the mind. We're going to connect up into the center of the chest and then up into the mind. We're going to go for heart 3 here, which is just on the inside of this crease here. So we've got the crease, and just as it goes into this little indentation here, that's heart 3. So let's use that point. This is another unbinding point, but it's also used to calm the mind. So let's use that with the breath, and we're just going to take nice easy breaths. Okay, breathing in, keep those armpits open. Now we're focusing in down the channel, down to the little finger here with this hand. So what I'm doing is I'm directing my energy and my mind down through the channel and into this little finger here. Okay, so it's like that. Okay, so breathing out. You may feel the channel opening up. You might feel a tingling in the little finger and a sensation up into the armpit, which is great. Otherwise, you might feel it as a more general thing. Okay, let's do 3 breaths. Keeping this arm really relaxed, sending the chi down this thumb and into the point. Excellent. Okay, and then 3 times the other side, finding the point. This is heart 3. Nice easy breaths. Okay, excellent. Okay, let's really enjoy that point. Let's just see the action of that point. We're going to just relax, open up heart 1, and now focus on the elbows. Okay, you notice it still had a kind of tingling effect in opening up the chest there. So let's go down the channel and hold some of the other points. Let's go down to heart 7, which is this one of the wrist crease that we did last week. Gently holding that point, opening up the armpits, relaxing, breathing in, breathing out, sending the chi down through the thumb. You may feel it into the little finger there. You may feel it going up into the armpit, or you may just feel it locally there. Doesn't matter. Second breath. Whoa, okay. Third breath. Okay, brilliant. Okay, so let's do the other side, and then we'll go back and just see if we can feel the action. Okay, so here we go, breathing in. Keeping the armpits open, keeping that kidney 1 open, connected to the earth, and here we go. Heart 7 calms the mind. Very good. Okay, so we've activated that point. Now let's just bring the hands to the side and focusing our mind into heart 7 on the wrist there and tune into the whole body. Notice it has less of an effect on the chest. It's more of an overall feeling, and that's because these points tend to calm the mind more than these unbinding ones. I would generally say that if you're in the blue zone, I would focus in on these unbinding ones, get this whole thing moving. Once you feel yourself going down through the red zone, then you start using the distal points, and that will help you calm the mind and regulate back down to the green zone. So it's kind of like blue, red, and then green. Okay, so let's do point of the week. Okay, this is like heart 9. Just flash it up on the screen again, just so you can see the picture. Here we go, heart 9, right on that nail on the inside. You notice the heart channel runs on the inside. It's called lesser rushing. It's right at the beginning of the thing. It's actually used for reviving consciousness. You're supposed to bite it if someone goes unconscious. And look, it tends to affect the tongue, eyes, and throat because it's at the other end of the channel. Regulates the heart key and calms the spirit. We definitely need that, don't we? Okay, so let's see what we can do with heart 9. I'm going to come back right here. You know where it is. You can just literally pinch the finger like this. Okay, you can literally pinch it both sides like that. So you're just squeezing like that. Let's see if we can activate the whole channel though. Let's not forget kidney 1 to get that yin feeling, softening the hips, bringing our breath down into the lower dantian just to keep that connection with the yin. Very important when we start working with the heart channel, especially at this level. Okay, open up the armpits. I'm just going to squeeze that little finger, relax the shoulders, create a Qi connection through the arms, opening up heart 1. Okay, nice easy breaths. Let's do 3 breaths. We're sending the Qi down this way and round like this. Okay, breathing in, breathing out. Connecting with the chest, breathing in, breathing out, connecting with the chest. Breathing in, breathing out, connecting with the chest. Excellent. Okay, so now we're going to go for this, the other side, exactly the same thing, but the other side, we send the Qi this way, down, round, and through this little finger. So we're holding here, keeping the armpits open, keeping that kidney 1 open. Let's keep that yin flowing into our whole body. Breathing in, breathe out, gently squeeze heart 9, keep the armpits open, relax the mind. Breathing in, squeezing heart 9, tuning in internally, just get an idea of the action of that point. And then one more, breathing in, breathing out. Okay, very good. Shaking out slightly and then just keeping our mind focused on heart 9, just standing, opening up the armpits, feel the channel all the way, tingling all the way up from the little finger all the way into the chest. Okay, now observe the breathing. Nice and free because of the unbinding action of heart 1 and 3. And certainly if we open up kidney 1, keep that feeling of connection with heaven and earth. Get that nice feeling of the heart channel being nourished and the mind nice and clear and calm. Okay, and that brings us to the end of the Wednesday class, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in this month. It's been an amazing journey, and I really hope this class has helped us, all of you, as much as it has me. It's so much fun working with you as a group, and I will see you in 2 weeks. Basti's here next week. I'll just pop into the chat, see what's going on. Here we go. 3. Fantastic. Okay, I'm going to put a heart in the chat, and I will tell Basti what we've done today and tell him about the polls, and he'll take over. And then Basti's just the person you need if you need the fire element balance, because he's very, very cool at all of that stuff. Thank you very much, Anne, for the holiday, for wishing me a nice holiday. And I hope you really enjoyed today, everyone. And thank you, Dinah. It looks like the chat has been super busy. Yeah, keep calm for the next week until Basti takes over. Okay, have a great day, and Basti will see you next week.